Welcome to Ngosti Talk Shows. Lead from within.
Find your own voice.
Challenges we have had to overcome in 2020.
Find your own voice.
The world has become united by the unseen, knowing there are no guarantees for tomorrow.
Lead from within.
Find your own voice.
Let the world hear your voice and be filled within.
For the day has come for you to be a great leader.
The time has come to break away from the pain, distraction, experience the unthinkable.
Find your own voice. Lead from within. Sarifa, please introduce yourself to our audience.
Hello, good afternoon. Can you hear me?
Need earphones.
Hello, can you hear me? Is it better now?
Can you put the volume on your audio, Sarifa? Put the volume up.
It is the highest.
Yeah, okay, now you can speak. Now you're fine.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, better? Hello, everyone. Good afternoon, good evening, good morning, whoever the audience, wherever you are. Hello, and how are you? I am Sarifa Alonto Yunis from Australia. And today, it's amazing to be with you all and with Nomsa and Nadia. And I'm very sure that we will be having a very interesting discussion for tonight.
Thank you so much, Sarifa. Over to you, Nadia. Please introduce yourself to our audience.
Hi everyone, this is Nadia Dubiel here. I'm sure you've heard me before. I am body intelligence coach and I have a superhuman academy where I teach people how to become themselves. I just basically teach people how to connect with our hearts and listen to our inner voice instead of listening to the voices from the outside. Thank you. Are you muted, Nomsa?
Our topic today is how to follow your heart will guide you to reaching your potential. So I'm gonna hand it over to you, Nadia. Please introduce to our audience the topic and why have you chosen this topic, please?
Yeah, firstly, I chosen this topic because this is something that I'm the most passionate about. The core of my teaching is heart brain, heart intelligence, and just learning. Because obviously we live in a world which is overpowered by thinking and minds. So learning and discovering about heart and what does it really mean to follow your heart and what is heart and what do we truly want? What do we desire? What brings us joy? Is something that I'm the most passionate about. And I've been studying it for many, many years. So in this talk, we're definitely going to uncover what is heart, why is it important to follow your heart, and don't really pay that much attention to your ego and thoughts that are coming up in your head. So that's the reason why, because it's the most empowering and powerful brain in our body and something that we can really tap into higher consciousness. We can really connect with our higher self and our creative side when we listen to our hearts, when we stop listening to our heads. So that's what it means for me. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Sarifa. Over to you, please. What is your opinion on this? How to follow your heart will guide you to reaching your potential. What do you think it means to you? Because we all define things in different ways. So how do you define it in your own way?
Thank you very much, Nomsa. Thank you very much, Nomsa, and thank you also, Nadia. And I am very sure that everybody has an opinion of how would you follow your heart to guide you to reach your potential. So everybody has their own experience and point of view. It's a very interesting topic for tonight. For me, when we follow our heart, we learn to trust our intuition. However, our heart needs to synchronize with our logical mind. Following our heart alone can sometimes be a disaster. We can be emotional and not making the right decision if our heart is not in alignment with our logical mind. Our logical mind should be dictating our emotional heart in time of crisis to avoid or minimize major problems. Also, for me, when we are in an emotional state, we shouldn't make major decisions in life. We should wait until our heart is incongruent with our logical mind. And for example, is if you are feeling any doubt when you are about to do something or make a decision, you should reconsider and delve further to investigate or do your research. Sometimes we follow our heart alone, and that's when we get into trouble. That is why so many people, particularly women, sometimes we stay in a toxic relationship because we allow our heart to dictate our logical mind and follow our emotional heart. We feel so emotional and make our logical mind believe that it's okay to stay for the sake of love until it's no longer safe, neither healthy to stay in a relationship where respect, loyalty, and trust no longer exist. And I tell you my story. I am from a different country, of a different culture, and my husband also is the same. He's from a different culture. So when he proposed to me, and of course, I was in love with my husband and he fell in love with me. But I always ensure that my heart and my logical mind, my cognition, my reasoning is in alignment. And the first thing I said to my husband when he proposed to me, I said to him, that think about it 100 times, not twice, not once, but 100 times. You are coming from a different culture and I'm coming from a different culture. So it means for me, I am not only marrying you, but I am marrying the entire family and the whole clan. And I cannot follow my heart alone. And he asked me, how if your family does not agree? And I said, because I told him, you proposed to my family, not to me. Because it doesn't matter how much I love you. If my family does not agree, I can't do anything. That is because they are more matured and they have great wisdom to see what's for our future. And likewise, I don't want to be entering to your family also, that your family is not accepting me. I want to ensure that your family accept me with fully heart and open arms, because at the end of the day, love does not sustain, our emotion does not sustain our future forever. We can be in a honeymoon period, but after that, the reality kicks in. And I told him, if you have not asked for your parents' blessings, I don't think this is gonna work. It may work temporarily, but not for long term. And then he looked at me and he smiled. He said, do you think I would propose to you if my mother and my father did not agree? Didn't you realize that when my parents came here in Malaysia, one of the reasons why they came to see you is to ensure that you are the right girl for me? And he said to me, likewise, if my parents did not agree, I could not propose to you because my parents' blessings is as important as your parents' blessings. So that's when I say that sometimes our heart drag us. But of course, Nadia has a different opinion in this, but it is just my own opinion. And my belief is our heart is the center, is the powerhouse of our human, of our physical, of ourselves. It's the center powerhouse of our body, and our brain is upper. And when I always see that my emotion is overtaking and trying to in control my logical mind, and I say, hold on, you should be down there and I should be the one controlling you, because God created me. I'm on the very topmost of your body. So it means I need to ensure that you are doing the right thing in a logical manner. By saying that, it is very important that there is an alignment. For me, there is an alignment between the logical mind and our heart. Sometimes our heart, it dictates our logical mind, but that's when we need to breathe. That's why as a leader, all the leaders there, and I'm pretty sure that some of them, when we are in the state of emotion, it is better not to make a decision, because we think that's the right decision, but at the end of the day, sometimes we regret it. By saying that also, when you make the decision because of your logical mind is telling you that he is right, this is and that, your logical mind is telling you and dictating your whole decision. When your intuition or instinct also tells you, your gut feeling tells you that something is wrong, then you need to follow your heart as well, because the heart doesn't make mistake when it comes to things. We have that sixth sense, that common sense. That's why when our heart, we need to listen to our heart. So that's my take. When I say that, when your natural instinct or gut feeling is telling you that something is not right, then it is very important that we always need to assess or reassess the situation, because it means our heart and our brain are not incongruent. So that's what my take. Yeah, and I'm sure Nadia, she has her beautiful way of experience. Everybody has a different experience, different way of, I am wearing my own lens. This is my own perspective. And Nadia has his own lens also to share with you. Thank you very much. And I think Nadia, please share with us your own point of view.
Yeah, all I wanted to say is that it's going to be very interesting discussion. Because yeah, as you mentioned, I have very different opinion, of course, because it's the core of my teachings, and only because my perception is different. That's the only difference. Basically, the way I look at heart is not just it's not an emotional center, even though it is our feeling center, of course, but it's a source of wisdom and intelligence, and that's what we have not been that we haven't given our heart enough credit. And the recent science even proved that heart is not just a pump, basically, that keeps our body alive, but it is also a brain. It's a brain in our body that actually, heart is the decision maker in the body. It's not our head. So what happens is our heart receives information from around us. It receives information from nervous system, from the field around us, from the electromagnetic field around us, hormonal system, and sends the information to brain, and the brain basically reacts to the information that the heart is sending. So there's completely new way of looking at the heart now, basically, that it's not just these emotions that makes us passionate about things, but also so much more. It's a gateway to massive wisdom. And of course, I'm sure it's gonna be interesting. What's gonna
I agree with both of you, and I also I agree with you, Nadia, when you say basically you have to make sure your heart and your brain is aligned together, because your brain can send you to somewhere else, Google things that does not exist. So your heart, is up to your heart to say, oh no, that's not what I want, that's not where I need to go. So basically the heart is, for me, I say it's the heart and the mind, the spirit within the person. Is that energy within you that makes the decision, say, no, brain, this is not where I need to go, which is the spirit works with your heart. And I also agree with Sarifa when she says before she got married, she wanted to make sure, because both her husband are from a different culture. When you are from a different culture, if you look at marriages now, I don't know, Nadia, what is your opinion on this one? If you look at marriages right now, 90% of marriages is being destroyed by the in-laws for not accepting the other person, because they feel that the other person is not enough, or they feel that if you're not from the same culture, it's not gonna be the same. But guess what? We are all created by one person. So it doesn't matter where you come from. The difference is, if you are coming from a different culture, you have to be able to be willing to learn somebody else's culture. Because like myself, I come from Africa. United Kingdom is not my home, so it's not my culture. So for me to be able to date an English person, I have to understand their culture. I have to understand how they live, the UK culture and everything. Even when you get a British passport, they give you the exams to find out what do you know about United Kingdom. Although some questions are very silly, so they ask you questions, what do you know about United Kingdom? So I agree with both of you guys. You are actually spot on. So why a lot of people end happy in life, Nadia?
Yeah, I think that the answer is very simple to that question, because they do not follow their heart. That's why they are unhappy. And regarding the marriage issue, and I can see it all the time, and I can see it from my own experience as well. What happened in my life when I didn't follow my heart? I listened to my parents, because my parents obviously they want the best for me. They love me. They want to protect me. And of course they have their own life experience, and when I was younger, they used to tell me what to do, what kind of choices to make. But since I was a little girl, I had mind of my own, basically. And I had my own ideas. I wanted to do the things that were completely not aligned with what my parents wanted. And yes, but obviously I love my parents, I respect them, and I didn't want to hurt them. So I was listening to what they were asking me to do until I was maybe 25, 26. And what happened is that I become very unhappy. I lost my own integrity, and I lost my ways, basically, because I was pretending I am someone that I'm not, just to please them. And that created a lot of suffering in my own life. And basically one day I just woke up and I really got scared, because I didn't recognize myself. I was completely disconnected. I was just completely lost. I was in a very bad place. I was unhappy. I was heartbroken. I was in a very bad environment. And that's when this fear basically made me realize that I have not been following my heart. I don't know who I am. And I started to discover who am I? What do I stand for? What is important for me? What my heart truly wants. And that's when I started to slowly get back on track, and my life completely changed. And now when I really listen to this inner wisdom within me, not what other people are telling me, even though I respect my parents, I respect other people, but I know this is my own individual experience here on this planet, and the lessons that I have to learn, the choices that I have to make are down to me. It's my own responsibility. And that's when I realized that I was unhappy, because I was not honest with myself. I was pretending I'm someone else. And I didn't know who I am really, because I kept listening to all these people telling me what I should do and how I should be. And I can see that a lot of people around me, they do not, they know what they want. They have desires, they have passions, they know what they truly want, but they don't have enough maybe determination within themselves to follow that through. And they come from the place of insecurities and fear of judgment, of rejection, of being hurt, um, of suffering basically, and they pretend, um, and they compromise their own happiness to please other people and to not to hurt anyone else, like I did in the past. And I can see another example is my friends, exactly, my very close friend. She got married to someone out of love, but his parents are not accepting him, and that's a very big issue, and it's destroying the marriage, basically their happiness, because of course he loves and respects his parents, and it's difficult choice for him, but what is the right answer? It's difficult. They definitely love each other, they're an amazing couple, but there is this one thing standing in the way, the parents that are not accepting his choice. And of course this is individual experience, individual decision, and individual life. So there's I don't think there's right and wrong answer to that, but person really needs to use their own logic. That's when logic is very important, because it needs to collaborate with the heart. You need to use your own reasoning and your own knowledge to decide what is good and bad for you, what is more important, what is your priority. So yeah, people are unhappy in general because of there is so much out there. There's so many ideas, so many people telling us what to do. There's ideologies. There is so much out there, and people don't listen to their own inner voice. What is the best for them? And so that is that's what I think. Basically, that's not think, but believe why people are unhappy, because they don't listen to their inner voice. What is and what's in the highest good for them, for themselves, not for family and other people or friends. So I'm very interested what Sarifa is good to say on that.
I'm not gonna comment on this one. I'm very interested as well with what Sarifa is gonna say. Over to you, Sarifa, please. I'm interested with your opinion on this one.
Thank you very much, Nadia, for that point of view. Can you hear me? Yeah. Thank you very much, Nadia, for your point of view. I'm very sure that in every point, it has two sides, and there is no right or wrong. It is just a matter of you are right. There's no right or wrong. It's just a matter of understanding and lens are you looking at. Everybody has a different lens. There's always two sides of a coin. So in my experience, and what I could say also, that why so many, this is my own opinion, so many people, they fall in love and they get married. And at the end of the day, there are a lot of divorce. 70.
You're cutting off, Sarifa.
Oh my God. Yeah. Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Yeah. So what I'm saying is like a lot of couples, they get married and based on love. There is nothing wrong in that, because love is the very foundation of marriage. However, it is very important that we must let our heart have an intimate conversation with our logical mind before we make a very important decision. Marriage, for me, marriage is not like buying a clothes from the shop, and when you don't need it anymore, you throw it, you chuck it in the trash. Doesn't work that way for me, and that is just my principle. That is my value. So that's why when I take you one step back, when my husband proposed to me, and I said, my decision has to be based on an intimate conversation between my heart and my logical mind. Because at the end of the day, when we have our children, I want them to be accepted in both families. And I want to live a peaceful mind when I go to my mother-in-law, to your mother, that I'm happy and I see her as my own mother. Not someone that I'm running away and I don't want to invite them. Someone that I will embrace, and likewise they will embrace me. And that is my logical mind talking. So that's for me, like, for me, staying together is the most important thing in marriage. And I told my husband, if you are marrying me for other reasons, I want you to have a conversation, an intimate conversation between your heart and your logical mind. Am I the right woman to you? Because I don't want that one day you're gonna drop me. Ask yourself that what you are feeling inside you, it's not a fantasy. It's a pure love with compassion. Because that is the main ingredients for me in marriage. Respect, loyalty, pure love, compassion. And we decide in everything. That's why I'm proud to say that my husband and I, every single thing, whatever decision we make, it's a mutual. Whatever we do in our life, it's a mutual. And we would not be where we are now if we don't have that, always having that heart and logical mind, having that intimate conversation. So even in our businesses, with our children, in our life, with our speaking engagement, you can't believe that two of us are both authors, two of us are both speakers, two of us are both founders and establishes many, many businesses in Australia and in overseas. And that is because everything we do is we base it on our heart and our logic. They have to be compatible. The heart and the logical mind need to be aligned together, need to synchronize, need to be congruent. Not one is higher and one is lower. No, they are both needed in our life. And people are laughing because they say, and I was asked in a podcast, how did you keep your marriage? And I said, our marriage is based on love, my emotion, and based on logical decision. So we do everything logically. And the same thing with our children. We train them that way. The same thing how we treat our in-laws and my parents, my relatives. It's when I come to my husband's side, I'm like a queen. They treat me like their own child. And likewise, my husband, they treat them as their own son, like a king. That is because you may be asking, how do we keep our heart incongruent with our logical mind so we can reach the potential that we are in now, right? And I tell you my secret. First is staying very positive. I'm very positive and I practice positive mindset. I always assess the situation when I am in a happy mood and when I am in a bad mood. So the same for me. I will always stay positive. So likewise, if my in-law said something, I would never take it negatively. I always stay positive. They must have a reason why they are telling me this. Because if I'm not having an intimate conversation with my heart and my logical mind, then I could take it negatively and say, oh my God, why she's so involved with our life? Why she said this, and that? So I will always give 10 reasons why she said that. And I will also give 10 reasons why she shouldn't say that. So that's how I come with incongruent with my emotion, my heart, and my mind, my logical mind, my logical mind. Second, having that growth mindset. Everything, I will always look at it in a positive way, that everything is positive. It means everything is possible as long as my heart is incongruent with my logical mind. So that's, and having that logical mind, when I say, is that when I call cognitive flexibility. We need to be very, very flexible. our mind to adapt to different situations simultaneously. Otherwise, you will lose all the people around you. If you take things negatively or you are not reasoning wisely and logically, we will lose everything. We will lose our friends. And we can't be also too positive, not looking at the other end of the tunnel, other side of the coin. Otherwise, we'll be just like lost. And that's when we develop the wisdom. Is looking at the both sides of the coins, right? And the third one, I always remind myself and always remind yourself of your why, your purpose, and then the how will follow suit. I always ask myself, why should I, for instance, why should I marry my husband? He's from a different culture. I speak different language. He speaks different language. What? Why should I? Of course, one thing is the first one ingredient is he loves me, I love him too. But there is more than that, deeper than that, right? So that's my take for that. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Nadia and Sarifa. I agree with Nadia as well when she says that you basically, the world that we live in, you have to be able to make decisions. You have to know your want. You have to, because we all have a different purpose in life. So the things that I love, it doesn't mean that Nadia will agree with me. So we have to understand each other's feelings. So that's why it's very, very important to actually follow your heart. Because if like right now we are at Ngozi Talk Show, we all have different dreams in life, and following your heart, if a big dream comes your way, you take it because you are following your heart. So it is very, very important. And also, Sarifa, when you say basically when it comes to in-laws, is the energy that you bring to people, that energy of love, because we are here to love. These relationships are being destroyed because people don't actually understand the meaning of love. Meaning of love is, don't try to change me, take me as I am, love me for who I am, and get to know me. So that is why when you enter somebody else's intimacy relationship, you have to wanting to know the person. Like Nadia, she's in love. She's basically being swept away to Jersey by her man, and she's in love. That means she's basically, they're understanding each other. They're all are you guys from the same culture? They're from different culture, but they're understanding each other, and that's what love is about. Some people, when they find the love that they want, when somebody gets what they want, they forget where they came from. Instead of growing, you can grow yourself. Like myself, I come from Africa. When I embrace my culture, I even created a group with my family. They don't see what I'm doing, so every morning I post some things. When I'm celebrating something, I put it in the group. But when I put it in the group, I'm trying to make them realize where I come from, where I've been, and where I am today, so that they can actually follow their dreams. Because you can be who you want to be as long as you're willing to face the disappointment, as long as you're willing to follow your heart, as long as you are willing to actually pay the price. I say pay the price. For success is a lonely place. It's really, really lonely. It can be lonely when you go high up. You're willing to be lonely and make some tribe and meet people. That's what success is about, and that's what love is about. Love is about getting to know somebody. I call it enter the spirit of the queen and enter the spirit of the king, and get to know what you're getting yourself into. And instead of going to ask the friends, like, you know what is annoying me, or she's annoying me, she's not doing what she's supposed to do, ask the manufacturer whatever you want to know. If they are annoying you, tell them, you know what, baby, you are annoying me. They will explain why they are annoying. So thank you so much, girls. And it's amazing how we all have different opinions. Why heart is so important, Nadia?
I'm loving this discussion because for once someone has a different opinion, and that really changes the energy and makes you really think and focus differently. So it's great. um so first I just want to add that, I really, of course, that is regarding to that question as well, why heart is so important. And what Sarifa said before, that she works in this balance between mind and heart. It's because it's very important. And of course it is important because you have to really, but firstly, before you establish, when your thoughts, actions, and heart, basically, and feeling is aligned, that's when you are in the most amazing and blissful place, and that's when you really creating what you're supposed to. When all of these things are aligned, that's what Sarifa said, that when you're thinking and what you're feeling is really balanced and it's aligned. But it's very important to really know where are you coming from as well. And that's where heart intelligence and heart is becoming important, because we can have emotion and thought that is coming from the place of fear and place of survival, and act on it and still be in that kind of, it's still aligned. But it's important, and when we use our heart intelligence, when we are not really overpowered by our like a negative belief system, but as Sarifa said, but positive, it's very, very important, but positive mindset, and that we're coming from the place of growth and inspiration and creativity, not from the place of lack, from the place of pain and fear and basically and suffering. And we align basically our action that are basically inspired by creation. That's what makes the whole difference, and that's where heart really comes into place, because heart is a gateway, a source of intuition. And when intuition, basically, there are different types obviously, but what it is, it's just what you need to know in right now for you is the most important, and it's always coming from your highest good. So intuition always knows the best for you, and it always has your greater good basically in at heart. Basically, that's the whole reason. It's coming from a higher wisdom for you to do something that you're supposed to do, and not to create reality that it's actually stopping you and sabotaging you from having a life that you truly desire. So it's important. That's why heart is important, because it's, if you drop down to your heart, when you're really within yourself and you are not thinking but really feeling the energy, feeling what you're supposed to do, and listening to this inner voice that is telling you what you're supposed to do, because this voice is driven by passion and love. And that is the most important vibration, and that is what is the highest way of creating things. So when we're coming from that place of passion and love, and we align our, obviously, with the right thoughts, and we start acting on it, basically that's when we start creating life that we're supposed to. Because this life, I'm just realizing now during this talk, obviously I should know that before, but this life basically is for all of us to learn how to love ourselves. That is the most important lesson for every single one of us, just to learn how to love yourself, and of course learn how to love others. And that can only come from your heart's basically base, from your heart intelligence, and from the highest wisdom that we all have access to. And unfortunately, when we too caught up in our heads and our ego and identity and stuff that's happening around us, and we're not within ourselves, we are driven by negative emotions, frustration, anger, sadness, shame, and guilt. And that's when we know basically that we are not following our hearts. Because when you follow your heart, when the foundation of your life is heart, you are driven, you're inspired to create something. And emotions that you create is love, joy, happiness, gratitude, appreciation. That's when you can really tell a difference from, where are you coming from? Are you coming from the place of ego and insecurities? Or are you coming from the higher place of your heart? That's why I believe that heart is very important, because it's the foundation for creating life that you desire, because it always has your highest good. That's what it wants. It wants you to at heart, basically. So that's it from me.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Nadia. Over to you. I'm interested to hear your opinion, Sarifa.
Thank you, Nadia. I really thank you, Nadia, for your point of view. And it is really true. Heart is very, very important, and our heart is the center. It's the powerhouse of our body, and our heart has great influence on our logical mind. Sometimes it can trick and cloud our judgment because of its greatest influence in our logical mind. But when our logical mind step in, when we are not in that emotional state, then our mind always guide us to do the right thing, because we are talking about reasoning here. Our heart cannot reason because it is very sensitive. It follows itself. Our heart sometimes can control our mind, but our logical mind is stronger when it steps in, right? But the importance of having that heart also is that's where compassion comes in. That's where empathy comes in. That's where gratitude comes in. And those are the elements are very, very important. That is why our heart, we must not waste when our heart dictates. And likewise, we must always ask our logical mind, is my heart telling you the right thing? And then the logical mind say yes or no. But if our heart is stronger, then our logical mind says that, oh, I'm clouded with my judgment. I can't judge properly. But by saying also, and I go back to that compassionate, we women, we are so rich in our heart. So that's the difference between men and women. The men, they concentrate a lot on their logical mind. We women, we have so much gift, that we have so much that emotion, that we have so much compassion. We have empathy, and we have that feeling of nurturing. That's why when we come to leadership, we lead differently because of that rich compassion that we have. We lead by example. We lead, we nurture our employees. We give them, we have that listening and the love and the pure love that melts them. So that is coming from our hearts. So that's why for me, we should not segregate the heart and the mind, because they are both necessary in whichever decision making you are doing, be it in relationship, workplace, leadership, business, management. They need to come together, shoulder to shoulder. No one is above and no one is lower. There it has to be, I keep repeating myself, there is a need to have that intimate conversation between your heart and your mind. You know, when we are husband, we have that intimacy. Our heart and our brain also the same. They're married together. We should marry them all the time, not to separate them. When we separate our heart from our mind, that's when disaster happen. Because they are married. We need to marry them together. That's why they need to have that intimate relationship, conversation all the time. That is my point of view. And how would you know that you reach your potential, but that your heart and your logical mind are incongruent. First, when you feel fulfilled or contented, contentment is very hard to reach unless and until your logical mind and your heart are married together. They need to be married together. They need to be together. So when you feel that fulfillment and that contentment, you feel that confidence, courage, and brave that you don't need anything. And you become very unapologetic. And be unapologetic. You are women with a heart, with a brain. We should marry that together because we have so much emotion compared to the man. And that's what makes us good and I would say better in leadership. We have that nurturing, we have that pure love, compassion and empathy. Second, when you reach that, when you feel that you have that, there is a congruency between your heart and your mind and you reach your potential. The second is when you find your work very meaningful to you. When you, whatever you are doing, you find that it is meaningful, that you're enjoying it. You don't even see it as a work because it's very meaningful to you. It's like when you are in love with your husband, sorry, I need to just put this as an example. Why so many divorce? Sometimes there's an ego. Sometimes the husband leads, no, I am the husband, I'm the leader, I am this, I'm this, I'm that. So you, girl, it depends from culture to culture. You women, you shut up. You women, you follow as I say. I'm the king in this house. But it doesn't work that way. There has to be an intimate relationship. There has to be a logical. We can't say, oh, I love him. I just follow whatever he said. Even if he beat me up, even if he smacked me, squashed me, or do whatever he wants, I love him. No, you can't live with love alone. You need to be happy. You need to follow your logical mind too. They need to be married. You are married to your husband. There has to be a mutual decision making, mutual love, mutual, whatever it is, needs to be mutual. The same thing for me. There has to be a mutual relationship between the heart and the logical mind. Third one, when you begin to appreciate and love what you do, and love steps in when there is a respect, when there is trust, and when it's of you are faithful to each other. So that's my take. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, you ladies. That is a very strong point of view. So I agree with both of you. Basically, love is it's a different story that I thought it was. I thought love, you get it, you enter a relationship and somebody loves you, but that's why Sarifa, you talk about so many divorce. There are so many divorce in life because in this world, because we don't know the meaning of love. We enter a relationship, and when our expectations are not met, then we are out. Like, this is not what I signed for, I'm out. You go and try something else, the same story happened. But love requires work. Relationships requires work. Everything, even when it comes to business, a relationship, when it comes to business, you guys are at Ngozi Talk Show. Basically, it requires me getting to know you guys, getting to have that intimacy relationship, which is, I thought about it, which is what I'm gonna start requesting Zoom coffees so I can get to know you guys. That is the hard work, and for me to actually, so I can deal with your personalities, and so you can get to know the real Nomsa as well. It's nice when you have that intimacy one-on-one with somebody. You get to know the things that you didn't know about them. So that's what I think, that's what life is about. It's about acceptance. You're accepting the other person, and expectations. I cannot fulfill Nadia's expectations. basically, but we can actually be a good tribe and learn from each other. She was doing the events the other day. I was learning from her actually, which I have a homework which I need to complete, but I know where I'm going now with my homework. So it's all about learning and having an understanding with someone. You're following your heart, you get to know who you are as a person. Not me being a friend with Nadia, I become Nadia and start dressing up like Nadia and start doing. That's what people do when they go on social media. They look at people's pictures and they're like, start dressing up like, start basically copying. It's a favorite word for Nadia. So thank you so much, guys. So how do you stay committed to creating a life you desire, Nadia? Because now you guys have spoke about following your heart, following your mind. Everything has to be aligned together. But how do I actually now commit to creating a good habit that can create the desire of my life?
Yeah, of course, and it's a good question, because a lot of people need to hear this, basically, because a lot of people create life that they do not desire. But how to focus and create things that you desire? First thing, definitely, you really need to learn what you need to focus on. What do you want, not on what do you don't want. And that's what a lot of people do. And here I'm just gonna say again that it's what do you want is aligned with your heart and what your heart truly wants. So listening to your own this inner voice, your higher self, basically your strongest version of yourself. That's very important. And how to do it? How to do it is firstly, definitely work out what it's not. Work out what is your life vision, what is it, what you want to create, but not from the place of lack. It's very important. And not from, as Namsa just said, copying other people, doing things that you think they're cool because everyone else is doing it. I'm gonna do it as well. We all have here individual experience. We're all here to learn different lessons. We're all here to create different life for ourselves. And the only way to actually for you to know what is it is to go within and reflect and create that coherence, what Sarifa is talking about, between your feeling center and what you're passionate about. What do you want to create in life? And create that alignment with your mind. Just reflect, use your reasoning, your experience, your knowledge as well to make it happen. But what a lot of people do and what is stopping every single one of us, it's our ego basically creeping in sometimes. Self-doubt, negative thoughts are us, telling ourselves, talking ourselves out of doing things that we really want to do. And that is what is stopping us. And how to not to give it power is to not to believe it. So when you decide that you want to do something, you have a goal, you have a vision, and it's you're passionate about it, you love doing this, you have talent for it, you're good at it. The next thing that you have to do is you have to put your energy, your attention into creating it. Because if you put more energy into into stopping yourself from doing it, if you believe the negative thoughts that are creeping in and trying to stop you, you are not going to create it. So the most important thing is to be focused on what you want, not on the things that, not on the negative things or people's opinion or people telling you, no, you're not able to do it, this is too crazy, this is too much, you have to do this, you have to do that. Just listen to that person, they will teach you how to do better. It's so much noise out there. And the most empowering, important thing you can do for yourself is just to stick to what you wanted to do, to your vision, to your goal, to your passion, and just make it happen. And disconnect yourself from all this outside noise and really listen to yourself. And of course, sometimes we need to improve our skills. We need to do a course. But first, you really need to work, where are you going? You need to have a sense of direction. You cannot just do something because everyone else is doing it. That's why people waste a lot of money and a lot of time, because they invest in things that don't bring them anything. It's not it doesn't make any difference in their life. So it's important that you work out where you're going first, and that's when you make a decision later what skills you need to improve to make it happen. So definitely, and so the most important is basically to be focused on what you want, not on what you don't want, and to listen to your to staying in that positive mindset. What Sarifa said, really knowing, have that inner knowing that what you're doing is the right thing. Doesn't matter if someone tells you something wrong, criticizes you, judges you, your own inner voice judging you, telling you cannot do it, you need to improve yourself, you're not good enough, other people are better, you have nothing to offer, this is not going to work. All of this is just, ego chatter that is trying to stop you. So it's important to not to ignore it, not believe it, and refocus. Put your where attention goes, energy flows, and that's what happens when you put the attention on things that you want to create. You will create it. And how does it work? The more energy you put into it, the more you receive it. So if you put 10% into it, you will receive 10% back. If you put 100% in it, you will receive 100% results from it. That's it. Basically, that's how to create life that you desire. Just as Jordan Peterson said, just make up what you want to create and just put all your energy into it. Everything, your thoughts, your feelings, your actions, your behaviors, everything goes into that. It's not being scattered and distracted by what other people saying, what other people are doing, but you just fully focus, vision, narrow focus into your future, basically. So yeah,
Cut the noise, cut the noise.
that's it. Yeah, good night.
Thank you so much, Nadia. It is very, very important to actually know who you are and where you want to go in life. And knowing that everyone is going to have a different opinion about things, and stick to your plan. But some opinion will help you to get there. This is what I've learned in life, that some people will help you to get to where you need to go. So what's your opinion on this one before we leave, Sarifa?
Yes, thank you, Miss Nadia. Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, please.
Yes. Thank you so much, Nadia, and I really agree with what all you are saying. For me, I'm just gonna repeat myself: is staying positive and practice of mindful positivity. It's very important that we are always positive, because when we are positive, we attract positivity, and our mind, our logical mind, become open for opportunities. And regardless, whatever it is, even if we failure, success cannot be a success unless there's failure. So it is very important that staying very positive and having a growth mindset that everything is possible. And as Nadia said, it is the amount of time and the percentage you put in. If you put 10%, you get only result of 10%. Like, having examinations. If you study 100%, I am very, very sure you'll get 100% mark. And I've tested that as an orphan when I was very young. I had nothing but only to learn how to study very hard. When I put 100%, my result comes, all my exams comes 100%. If I put only 10% to study, it means only 10% I get. So putting 100% is very, very important. And that's how we train the growth mindset. Everything is possible. And the third one is, said, know your purpose, know your why. And don't worry about how. Because as long as you know your why, then the how will follow suit. So they're saying also what you're saying, that people follow people. right? As nowadays, sorry, I'm just taking you one step back. And I agree with you when you said, and also Nomsa, you're saying that, oh, people are copying the way she dressed, the way she talk, and because we are great influencers. We influence people. We influence the way, if we have followers and they look at us, right? Whatever, how we dress up, how we talk, they want to do that because we have great influence on them. And don't forget, we are women. According to the research indicated that 77% of world influencers are women. All the models, all the educators, industrial marketing, they're all women. And we follow some people, celebrities, we follow them. Because we no longer follow the organization or the companies. We are now following people. People follow people. That's why, as an influencers, and I believe that we are great motivators, excellent communicators, and great outstanding influencers. We don't know that people are following us. We have great influence on them. So that's why we need to be very, very careful with what we do. Because we are breeding young generations of future female, future leaders. We are the great examples for them. If we don't guide them accordingly, what kind of future they're gonna have 20, 30, 40, 50 years from now? So by saying that, also staying positively, when I wrote my book, Love Your Obstacles, about love, regardless if you are disappointed, you feel that you are brokenhearted, face that, because you know what? That was not a failure. It taught you how to be wiser. It taught you how to brace yourself. It taught you how to handle different situations. Actually, obstacles or hurdles or challenges, they are there to give direction to our life. Actually, they are not actually a failure. They are there to teach us what is love. That's why for me, whatever I told my husband, nothing breaks me. If I was not broken when I was orphan, I had no mother, I had no father. At the age of 3, I lost my dad. At the age of 10, I lost my mom. I had no one to guide me. I was not broken. How can I break now? It is resilience that we build, and it is now that through loving our obstacles, having our heart and our mind congruent to each other. For me, very important. So for me, I would conclude, always align your heart with your logical mind. They need to be congruent all the time. So that's my, thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, ladies. It's been a very, very interesting topic. We might have to do part 2 on this one. I know Helen was meant to join us. I didn't get to ask the questions about personal goals, about planning your day, about the power of positive thinking, how to focus into a bigger picture. And I didn't get to ask those questions. So what do you guys think we do part 2 when you guys are available together? What do you think, Sarifa?
Yes, that's fine. And just let me know the date, because sometimes actually I have few.
No, you give us the date when you are available. Me and Nadia, I think we're a bit flexible, so you give us the date when you are available, and then we can put our names down and let Helen know we do part 2, because so we can go deep on this one. We can dig deep. How to embrace the ways of embracing simplicity as well. So we need to go deep with it. I didn't get to end how to deal with how to set yourself for success, not for failure, because everything goes with the heart and the mind. Is all about mindset. Like today we are here, it's about the mindset, and I love to do that if you guys are up for it. So we'll set a date in private and then we're just gonna go for it. So Nadia, please, quick words of encouragement to our audience, please, before we leave.
Yeah, so thank you. So all I wanted to say, just to summarize, is that your heart, what your heart truly wants is the most important, because your heart is the source of wisdom, of higher wisdom. We have access to this wonderful, incredible creativity, imagination, information. So it's all about creating life that you desire. And if you involve basically what I mean by mind is just kind of negative mindset. That's when everything stops. That's when you disconnect from yourself. So of course it's important to listen to yourself, to listen to your heart, and just don't believe anything negative, any negative thoughts that's showing up in your head, or any negative voice that's not necessarily from you, but from someone else trying to stop you. It's about what you want. It's your individual life. And it's the most important is that you fulfill it in the way you want it, that it's aligned with yourself, because that's when you align with your heart, your mind aligns as well. You are in this coherence, you are in balance, and you feel fulfilled, and you just know that you're on the right path, and it's the life changes, your reality changes. So yeah, just really listen to yourself, and that's what I want to say. It's so important.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Nadia. Over to you, Sarifa, please. The words of encouragement before we leave.
Yes, I think I already give my conclusion, but I just to reiterate that always align your heart and logical mind. You need to concentrate on and stay positive, and learn to love your obstacles. Turn them into opportunities. All about what you want. Everything.
I think your mic is off, Sarifa.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, which part? I'm not sure which part you heard. Which part you didn't hear? I was talking on and on. Yeah.
Just go for it, girl. Just go for it.
Yeah, just when I said, just to reiterate, that always align your heart with your logical mind. They need to be congruent or in alignment all the time. And having that love, pure love in our heart, is always the solution for any problem. Is when you have so much love. Love is very, very important for everybody. It's love that gives us the hope and reason to keep going. And when you don't have that love in your heart, you feel like it's the end of the world. That's why in my book, Love Your Obstacles, whatever hurdles you have, challenges you have, learn to love them, because they are not failures. They are not there to break you and spin you into a cycle of hardship and depression. They are there. They are there to empower you. They are there to inspire you. We never understand what is success unless we learn to face obstacles. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Sarifa. You know what you do with your mic. I don't know which mic are you using. So I have this mic, this one, but then I put my earphones. So I put my earphones on. So I don't put them on my ears so I can the sound, because when you lean, the sound comes off. So if you plug in the earphones as well, it makes it better, because the sound can just come in, flow with it through. So thank you so much, ladies, and thank you so much those who are watching the talk show. We are here Monday to Friday in Ghost Talk Show 1 p.m. UK time, and we've been talking about basically the heart and the mind, how the mind works. Align, make sure whatever decisions you make sure everything is aligned, and make a decision based on your want and your desires. There are so many people that are not doing the things that they love because they're scared of being judged, and they're scared of what people will think. Guess what? This is the world. You're not here to live someone else's life. You don't want to go to the graveyard living somebody else's life. If I love you for who you are, you should be able to follow your dreams with me cheering you up. So thank you so much, ladies. We're gonna do part 2, which we're gonna go deep. Whoever wants to join us, who will find other speakers to join us. So thank you so much. And Nadia, I'm gonna play the music. Can you say your own part just before we cut off, please? Do you remember your part with the video, your trailer?
Put me on this spot.
Yeah, you say the part anyway. Hold on, I'll play the music and then you can say your part. Just before we leave.
Welcome to Ghosty Talk Shows. Lead from within.
Find your own voice.
Challenges we have had to overcome in 2020.
Find your own voice.
The world has become united by the unseen, knowing there are no guarantees for tomorrow.
Lead from within.
Find your own voice.
Let the world hear your voice and be filled with it.
For the day has come for you to be a great leader.
The time has come to break away from the pain, distraction, experience the unthinkable.
Nadia, over to you, please.
The time has come to, do you mean just repeated what I said? The time has come to, to experience the unthinkable. That's all I remember.
And break away from the
Listen
pain.
to yourself, guys.
Bye, everyone. Live with grace and God bless you.